Has globalization been a net positive for job seekers looking to gain valuable work experience around the world? Are the different continents on planet Earth better off by being more integrated? The SouthEastern Chamber of Commerce in the United States would probably say yes. They're in Nigeria looking to provide job opportunities for youth in Africa's largest economy. Joining us to discuss further is the chairman and CEO of the SouthEastern Chamber of Commerce, Henry Ravenel Jr. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, fantastic. Thanks for coming on the show. So, it looks like you're here for a good cause for the youth in this country. But I wanted to ask you first off to start off, what's your idea of globalization? Is being more integrated, are we better off that way?
So we are here for a good cause, for the young adults and young professionals and Nigerians alike here in the state of Lagos and the country at wide. I would say globalization is a great opportunity because interconnectedness is very important. And most of all, it brings investment opportunities to the specific area that you're looking to do globalization and trade with. So I would say that it is a great opportunity.
Great stuff. So does this mean integration means more job opportunities?
I think it does. I think it does. I think when you look at warehouses, manufacturing, whether it's blue-collared industries or white-collared industries, I think that job opportunities can definitely come from globalization, which is very important to any country, any area, and any state, I would say.
All right. So, let's get to why you're here. Nigeria has a high unemployment rate, about 33%. Where you're from in the States is about 3. So
3.7 to be exact.
3.7, right. So we're at 33, and it's outdated. We're waiting for our Bureau of Statistics to update those numbers because it's almost 2 years old. Youth unemployment is even worse. It's at 42%. If you take underemployment, it's like a combined 64%. So, you're here to provide opportunities. Can you shed some more light on opportunities for Nigerian youth in the United States?
Yes, okay. So there are opportunities for young adults all throughout the United States. Even though by record our unemployment is 3.7%, there are still a lot of folks that need employees.
Yeah.
So when you look at Nigeria, and you look at even Lagos in particular, being over 20 million people, and many of them need jobs. We can definitely take them into the United States, but the right way, of course. And we can also provide, I think, opportunities for them to remain in Nigeria and still maybe work remotely or something of that nature. I think that there's always some synergy that the two can do to work together, but definitely there are job opportunities, whether it's in the tech corridor, healthcare, hospitality and tourism, business, banking and finance. There are always opportunities in the U.S. and we're definitely open for business. Southeastern in particular.
Fantastic. In fact, you mentioned remote work. There is actually, so you probably already answered this question. There's a clip we have of an interview we carried out with an IT professional who said that he would rather work remotely and earn foreign exchange. Let's actually take a listen to that now.
I'm to earn $10,000 or maybe let me just say $5,000 in Nigeria working remotely for a month. I prefer to stay because me having 5,000 in a month, I'm a big boy in Nigeria. So I prefer to stay here and work than go outside there and earn like 15K or 10K in a month. So for me personally, my preference would be to stay in Nigeria.
Yes, he said his preference would be to stay in Nigeria and work. So does that Southeastern providing that opportunity as well?
Absolutely. Remote work is very, very, we went through this COVID period where you understand where it was dressed from the waist up. You
Right.
did the suit, the tie, the shirt, and then you could probably see some basketball shorts when you got up. But that lets you know that we are moving to a place of remote work for sure. And those opportunities are available in the Southeastern United States, even in the government. We see a lot of people going to teleworking and working from home. It's more convenient. It's safe after the virus. And if any other virus were to come, people want to be safe and comfortable in their home. Now, how production and health and fitness ties into that it's always the HR balance, but definitely we're open and it is good.
Great stuff. So in fact, I did want to even, if you can, same question, because there's been a whole lot of debate at Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, Facebook, different companies, this debate between, whether, employees should come back to the office as far as hybrid work schedules and remote work, you support that?
I support hybrid work schedule. Me personally, I have to see people.
Right.
I like to be in the office. But definitely I do support hybrid work models. I do think that we need to manage it well. I think that HR departments need to start becoming more creative with policies and procedures for remote work, but I do think that it is a great option.
So is Nigeria your first stop, or is this a global thing? I mean, what's the schedule like, or is it how are you going to other nations to do this, or how's this work?
So the question becomes, why not Nigeria?
Right.
You know, we're thinking Nigeria is a place that's connected to the motherland. We had some on the ground, really grassroots campaigns going on here with business as it relates to our Chamber of Commerce and establishing an international market. So we saw a great need for educating the young professional, educating the youth, as you guys would say it, the next generation, the millennials, the Gen Zs that need to be educated and also change the mindset. A lot of times our youth are focusing on the government and, said corruption and all these things that they say may infiltrate this Nigeria as a whole. But we believe that if we fix the education in the mind of the youth and the young adult first, they can be the change that they want to see.
Great stuff. I'm glad you mentioned that, because I understand you have a Lagos leadership program. Can you talk about leadership and its impact on, I guess, the bottom line of companies, corporate culture, and stuff like that?
Leadership is important in every aspect. I personally am a fan of collaborative leadership, and that has taught us that, a company can either hold or fold under the correct leadership. As I mentioned earlier about the white collar and blue collar industries, those are very, very important. Leadership in those areas are very, very important because people have been through a lot. So when you look at the importance of good leadership and a good balance, and most of all, good diversity, not just in ethnicity, but diversity in our ways of thinking, how we conduct the work model, smart offices, family offices, all of those have been important features to leadership. So you have to have a strong base of leadership in order for the company to be successful.
Great.
And we support good leadership models. Getting to my next point about Leadership Lagos. Leadership Lagos is a 5-month program that ends on the 5th month. We start in November, ends on the 5th month with an accredited graduation that will give them some skills and opportunities to take themselves and their careers to the next level, whether it be the top executive at the bank here in Nigeria or whether it's the rising entrepreneur. They have an opportunity to work and gain leadership accountability and understand how to deal with all walks of life, all walks of people, and most of all walks of business.
Can you just speak a little more on the importance of skill building and how, that impacts job opportunities and so on?
It does. Talent and skills are very, very important to companies. They're looking for employees. That's why I think that the proper training and leadership courses are very, very important to the return on investment for companies. Most of all, what we've seen post the pandemic and the George Floyd movements across America, we've seen that a lot of leaders are becoming more open to understanding diversity and inclusion and all of those things. So I say that to say leaders, even though we're leaders, we have to often be refreshed, reset, rebooted, and open to learn things. You're always gaining greater education. So it is very, very important. Again, from the leader all the way to the startup and entrepreneur, leadership skills and being coached, reachable, and teachable to both the uncommon and common man are very important.
Great stuff. Unemployment. How do you think, developing economies like Nigeria and other nations that have really high levels, how do you think can bring those numbers down?
I think we can bring them down by providing more STEM programs, science and technology programs at an earlier state, more cradle to career initiatives. Those are going to be important no matter the country, no matter where you are. We have to catch our youth, our young adults, our children while they're young. We have to develop the mind to walk a straight way in business, to understand the importance of processing things early on. And the only way that we're going to fix the unemployment rate is to grab them early. So I encourage the government, the officials, the parties that be to really dive into promoting seed-based STEM programs here in Nigeria that prepares them, and also, again, change the mindset early on.
So that means, well, we've had a long debate here in Nigeria about the amount of money that's put into education. The education budget, a lot of people call for the education budget in Nigeria to be higher. So I guess, just to follow up, more investment in education is what
More
you're saying.
investment in education. Education investment is very important, but most of all, you have to have parents, like we say in the USA, that are willing to make sure that the students are studying, that training, getting the tutoring that they need, taking them back and forth to community programs and education modeled services that helps train the mind beyond their shift in school.
Fantastic stuff. Well, Henry Ravenel Jr., the chairman, CEO of Southeastern Chamber of Commerce, thank you so much for joining us to talk about skill building, education, and providing jobs for youth. And we hope to have you back in the future.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
All right.